What's going on, YouTube traders, investors? Today we're going to look at the top growth stocks from May 2019. If you want to grow your portfolio, watch this video. Okay, we're going to do this video a little different this time. We're going to break it up into like two parts. The first part, I'm going to go over the stocks in FinViz and look at some news on them. Then the second part of the video, we're going to go over them same stocks again in the Thinkorswim platform. But let's get into it. First stock on the list is Chipotle. And as far as growth stocks go, this thing has grown. As you can see, this is just a little brief chart that FinViz puts out. What can I say about it? But it's constant growth until this last earnings report, which might be a chance to get in on a dip if you believe in Chipotle, which I mean the stock speaks for itself as far as growth. You know, the thing has grown and grown and grown. But we're gonna dig into some news on it, see why it dipped after earnings. And I was looking through here earlier. I saw something about a subpoena. And this is going back to bringing back up the scare, the E. coli scare they had. Let's see if we can find it. It was on the 24th. Chipotle stock falls after topping Wall Street earnings expectations. And the reason for that fall was a subpoena that was issued, I think, by the government dealing with that E. coli deal they had that made people sick. But we're going to read into it. We're going to get into it and see. Another strong quarter came from Chipotle Wednesday afternoon, as well as $3.40 per share on the bottom line outdid the $3 estimates. Also, the $1.31 billion was better than the $1.27 billion that they had estimated them. Comps were impressive, 9.9%, 7.3% expected, while digital orders rose 100.7% year over year. That's big. Everything's going digital. Domino's was, I think, the first that really got the digital part of their business going. McDonald's, right behind them. Let's see if we can find where they talk about the subpoena. Here it is. Shares of Chipotle dropped 6% after the company disclosed a new subpoena related to the 2018 foodborne illness outbreak. So with Chipotle, this is, I think, an opportunity to buy because you're buying on weakness. You know, I think they corrected that. I don't think you're going to see any issues with that anymore. But my deal with Chipotle is they had what they had last year. This is kind of like bringing up the past when they've corrected it. So I say buy the weakness. You buy weakness. And obviously that's what this is. I believe this stock, if you look at the analysts have projected it to go into the 700s. Right now it's sitting at, we'll have to look real quick, 696. Still room to grow. Okay, the next one is going to be PayPal. And I think everybody knows what PayPal is, what type of company it is, fintech. What can I say? Look at the chart. Growth. It's the only word for it. We'll get into some news on PayPal. PayPal's hidden growth potential makes it a buy. Yeah, it does. Last earnings, they beat on the top and bottom line, 78 cents per share, an expected of 67, I believe. They were pretty much in line with the revenues, 4.13 billion, maybe up just a tad. Um, Basic overall with PayPal, they used to be with eBay. Now they have an agreement. They split the companies up. They have an agreement with eBay. I think it's to 2020, and then eBay is going to move on. But the big thing about PayPal is their Venmo keeps growing. Their cash, basically like a cash app almost. Um, it's a social media like platform to exchange money. And it keeps growing. Right now, they got 40 million active users. And it appears that PayPal is a growth stock. If you want growth in your portfolio, PayPal's there. Get it. And the next one on the list is going to be Ulta. Ulta is a makeup beauty type stock. I'll read a little bit about them because I don't know that much about them other than the makeup, skincare type products. Ulta Beauty Inc. operates as a beauty retailer in the United States. The company offers cosmetics, fragrances, skincare, hair care products, bath and body products, and salon styling tools. So that's the type of company that we're talking about here. Makeup. That's what I know them as. We'll get into some news. I guess they have earnings coming up. Look for a stock that's been consistently beating earnings. They talk about how Ulta has. Will it continue? Beauty products retailer has seen a nice streak of beating earnings estimates, especially when looking at previous two reports. The average surprise for the last 2 quarters was 1.17%. Okay, let's see what else they got in here. Not much I can really say about Ulta other than I know Ulta. I've been following Ulta here and there, and as you can see by the chart, it's a growth stock. I mean, it continues to grow. They're the top line when it comes to beauty products and stuff like that. I automatically think when I think of makeup, I think of Ulta. I can't think of anybody else. I don't use makeup, but following stocks, you know who Ulta is. That's all I have. Okay, the next one is ANET, ticker symbol. It's going to be Arista Networks. As you can look at the chart right here, it's been on a tear too, but it looks like it's on some type of dip. Look like maybe it hit resistance and it's coming down. We'll look at just what type of company this is. And I know it's in technology. Arista Networks Inc. develops, markets, and sells cloud networking solutions in America, Europe, Middle East, Africa, and Asia Pacific. Company's cloud networking solutions consist of extensible operating systems, a set of network applications, as well as gigabit Ethernet switching and routing platforms, including Universal Leaf, Spline, and Universal Spine products. So basically, it sounds like networking cloud type stock. There's a lot of, let's see if we can find anything on. I know they think that they have earnings coming out May 2nd, which is tomorrow. But like I said, in the second part of the video, we're going to break down the chart in Thinkorswim. That's pretty much all I got on this one, other than you can see here, it's a growth type stock and it's in the technology sector. Moving on. And the last stock on the growth stocks we're going to look at today is NVIDIA. NVIDIA was a super beast at one point. You're looking at almost $300 a share. But then that downturn last year, took a lot out of it. A lot of the semiconductors, period, have been down. But it looks like it's making a rebound. NVIDIA is a very, very good company as far as what they produce. The processors and the video cards, They've got a lot to do with artificial intelligence. I know they're being used for, they're going to be in the autonomous vehicles just for their AI and their processors and things like that. Technology, semiconductor can be kind of cyclical sometimes, but Nvidia, I think, is a company that has a lot of room to grow. You saw where they were at. You see what they're doing now. They're growing. This is a growth company. And just technology wise, I mean, they're going to be at the forefront of AI. I can read you a little bit about, if you don't know who NVIDIA Corporation operates as a visual company worldwide. It operates in two segments: GPU, which is in the video cards and stuff like that, and Tegra processor. I guess is a processor for like data centers and stuff like that. But that's where they're at. They're in the heart of technology. And that's going to be it. Now, the second part of the video, we're going to look at all these stocks on the Thinkorswim platform. Look at the charts. Try and get some technicals. That's it for right now. See you in a few. Okay, we're going to go back to Chipotle. It's a 180-day chart on Chipotle. As you can see, they hit that high. We'll zoom in. 739.99 on the 24th. Then they took that dip. We can kind of see where they're at right now, sitting at 692.76. And they're kind of in the middle as far on the RSI. 53. We're going to go out a little bit and look at the 1 year chart. Let's see if we can see where this thing might go. It's looking like it hit off the 50 and bounced and sitting at 692. I want to say, let's pull up some news on it real quick to see. I think the analyst said 750 is what they had targeted it at. Chipotle Mexican is maintaining a buy at Citigroup. Chipotle Mexican price target raised to $7.97. I was wrong, from $6.95 by Citigroup. So Citigroup's got almost an $800 target on this stock, which would definitely be a new all-time high. As you can see, it was kind of oversold up here in this area. I correct myself, overbought. Then it sold off. Basically, it bounced off that 50, and it looks like it's headed back up. Like I said, it's a growth stock. Something that if you want to put your money in there, and I mean, it is kind of pricey at $692.76 a share. All depends on how much money you got. And it's not about the price of the stock. It's about the percent that you make. I mean, that's one of the hardest things for people to understand. Like, oh, I can't afford that stock. Like, it's not about that. It's if you have the money, you're looking at your percentage, the percentage you want your stock to grow. Don't look at numbers as far as like prices of stocks. You need to look at the percentages. I can't stress that enough. But it's pretty much the look at Chipotle on the 1 year chart. We're going to go back to the 180 real quick. I said the low, 382. That was in the end of December. So from here to here, it's like 95%. All right, at 95%. And that's just in how many days? 119 days. Almost double. So obviously this is a growth stock, but do your due diligence on this. Like, I can show you the charts, I can show you certain things, but you have to do your own research. Do your research. Let's move on. Okay, now we're looking at PayPal on the 180-day chart. Thinkorswim platform. There's your story right there. Look at that. Beast, 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 beast. We'll take that low. There was a low, end of December. We're going to go right here up to this high of 113.85. Almost 50%. 127 days, 50%. And I think it can still run. It can still run. A lot of these stocks are making all-time highs. So what I can say is this is a growth stock. If you get in, it does dip. Look at that as an opportunity to add to your position. You know, add to your position. Today it's looking like it's down a little bit. We're gonna zoom in. It is down. It's down less than 1%. But PayPal, it's on this growth stock list for a reason, because it's a financial tech stock, which is where everything's going. So you get in this stock, you're getting in it for growth. I can't say that enough. Let's back out. We'll look at the year chart. It basically says the same thing. You know, you're looking at it hung around in the 90s for a while. As a matter of fact, I was actually looking at this stock a couple months ago, well below 100, and now it's on a tear. It's a stock for the future. PayPal, Venmo. PayPal owns Venmo, and they're all going to these type of cash app platforms, social media, money exchange platforms. Get in it. It's growth. Moving on. And here we're looking at Ulta. Ulta, the makeup, beauty, skincare stock. And we're on the 180-day chart. I'm gonna show you exactly how much it's ran since the end of December. You're looking at about 60%. 60%. And it looks as if it's on a little bit of a dip. I'm gonna zoom in. Looks like it's hitting the 100-day, and we can kind of look and see it kind of hit it right there and bounced. So right in this area is where you could get in and possibly get in on a dip. But like I said before, this is like a growth stock. So it's something that you get in and you just keep putting your money in, because this stock is going. We're gonna look at the 1-year chart. And as you can see, up, it was climbing until everything dipped. It dipped with the market, and then has went back on a tear. Ulta Beauty. It's about makeup, I guess. Women love their makeup. They like Ulta. Moving on. Okay, we're looking at the 180-day chart on Arista Networks. Ticker symbol ANET. Basically same story. End of December. Hit the low, 185. Went up here on about the 18th of April with a high, and you're looking at like 80%. 80%. 80%, 113 days. And it's on a dip. If we can look here, it looks like it's been hitting off of the 50. Hit off the 50, went up, got close to the 50, bounced off the 50, hit the high. Now it looks like we're going to bounce off the 100. That appears what it is. It's if you look on the RSI indicator, it's not oversold as far to the point. It's not below 30%, which it still could go down a little bit. Watch this one, and obviously it's a technology play, cloud play, networking play, but you can look at the growth. Let's back out to the 1 year. It had been growing. It had been growing prior to that, prior to the dip that the whole market did last year. And now it's going back up. So do your due diligence on this one. I don't know a lot about Arista Networks, but I know they're in a position where the clouds, networking, all that is gonna be where a lot of things are headed. It's gonna be one of those stocks, and obviously at the price it's at right now, might be a little high. Maybe you wait, maybe you see if it dips a little more. Done with this one, moving on. Okay, and the last one we're looking at in this video is gonna be NVIDIA. And this is the 180-day chart. If you look at it, you can see the decline, you see the low. Now this one hasn't bounced back as good as the previous stocks that we've looked at. And I think there's a reason for that, for the cyclical nature of the semiconductors, which is the sector that it's in. But it has potential. This probably has the most potential out of all the ones we've looked at, as far as like for major gains. NVIDIA. I mean, I can't really say enough about them. We can look at this low right here. And probably right up in here is as high as it's been. So 58% in over 100 days. Still very, very good. And we're going to zoom in and look at this dip. This dip took place, I think it's based off of Western Digital's earnings. It's like they dipped basically with Western Digital and Intel, which all of them in the semiconductor industry sector. And there it is right there on the 25th. Boom. 26. Looks like it might have found a bottom. We can look what it bounced. It bounced off the 200. It's dipped below the 200 before. So this one still could go down a little bit more. Still could go down a little bit more. Follow those other ones like Intel, Western Digital, Seagate, all Microns. Follow them, see what they're doing. They pretty much run together. They're all in the semiconductors. But I'm telling you, if you get in on this one, I had the opportunity. I was looking at this one back when it was like 130 something. I'm like, you know what? I should put some money in it, but I didn't. Oh well. Anyway, that's gonna wrap it up for today. Like, subscribe, hit the bell. Also, in the description below, there's gonna be a link to Robinhood, awesome trading app, totally free. If you use that link, you get a free stock, I get a free stock. It's all good. And with that being said, I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.